Everyone, welcome back to my channel Tickle Maths. If you're new here, we will be doing additional and modern mathematics of Form 4 and Form 5. And we have just finished from chapter 1 to chapter 5 of Form 4 additional mathematics. Now we are going into chapter 6, which is coordinate geometry. And if you haven't watched my previous videos on other chapters, please do, and please consider subscribing the channel to learn mathematics for free. So what is coordinate geometry? So coordinate means, if you have taken geography in your form 2, form 1 and form 3, you will know that coordinate means something which has a xy coordinate, a coordinate in a plane or something, and geometry means shapes. So we are going to have a look at graph or shapes in a xy plane. That is, this whole topic is going to be. Today we are going to look at two major things. The first one is distance between 2 points. Okay, why should we learn about distance between 2 points? So this is very important if you're going to learn about physics in the future, if you're going to do something related to physics. Um, yeah, mostly physics. So a distance between 2 points is measured when you have a line. Okay, usually in this chapter you will looking at straight lines most of the time. So let's say we have a line which is A and B, which starts at A and ends at B, and we want to know the distance between these 2 points here. Okay, the distance is measured in this straight line, and we have a specific uh, a specific formula for it, which I will explain how to get it. So the formula is, this is the formula here. So yeah. Okay, this is the formula. Okay, how to get this formula? First of all, uh, just imagine that this graph, this line here is in a plane, xy plane. Okay, you know, x-axis and y-axis. And just imagine the straight line is here, where A has a coordinate of x1, y1, and B has a coordinate of x2, y2. And we are going to see or find out the distance between A and B. And how to find it out? We are going to use this formula here. But how did we get to this formula? So if you have a straight line, just imagine this straight line, and like when you construct a particular dotted lines to make a triangle out of the straight line, you will realize that this is a form of a right angle triangle. And what does a right angle triangle mean? That this is called the hypotenuse, and this is called the height times length. So how to find the length of the hypotenuse? We usually use uh, this one squared plus this one squared, right? And square root of this. So that is how we got the distance formula. Okay, even though this one is not really needed, like you don't have to know how you got the formula, but then it's good for you to understand how you got the formula so that you will understand the concepts. Okay, so overall, the distance formula between 2 points is this one. Okay, and the only thing, I think this formula is provided in exam, but even if it's not, the only thing that you have to make sure is you have to set a point 1 and point 2, and the point 1 coordinates are going to be x1 y1, and the point 2 coordinates are going to be x2 and y2, and just substitute everything in the formula, then calculate. So we will have a look at one example question where we will find out how to do. So for example number 1, we have a straight line with a of 0.6 3t and b here with a point of 12 minus t. Okay, now we are going to find and they have said that the distance is 10. Okay, and they are asking us to find the value of t. What is the value t? This is a type of exam questions, so you have to know on how to do this. Okay, so let's look at the formula given. We know that the formula is for distance is square root x2 minus x1 squared plus y2 minus y1 squared. Okay, so you just substitute everything into the equation. You have to make sure so I'm going to set this one as the first coordinate and this is the second coordinate. So the first coordinate x1 is going to be 6, y1 is going to be 3t, and it follows as for second coordinate x2 is going to be 12 and y2 is going to be negative t. Okay, now we just substitute everything. We know that the d is equals to 10, so write down 10 here and put down your square root. X2 is 12 in bracket 12 minus x1 is going to be 6 plus y2 is going to be negative t minus negative minus 3t and then squared. Now we have to solve. Try to solve this part inside first. After that you can do the other steps. Always write down all the steps because each step has marks. Don't miss out any step. So this is going to be 12 minus 6 is going to be 6, and negative 3 minus 3t is going to be negative 4t. Again, if you don't know how to do this, you have to go back to your basic, which is in form 3 if I'm not mistaken. You have to understand how to calculate this type of negative, positive related stuff. Okay, then solve inside first as usual. You would know that 6 squared is going to be 36. Always you can use your calculator, and also for this also. And negative 4 squared is going to be 16, and t squared is going to be t squared. Okay, you can always use your calculator to calculate this. Okay, and now we can see that you have t here which you have to solve. So make t as your subject, and how to make it, you have to get rid of every unknown or square root or anything related to t. So first off, start with cancelling off the square root here. And how to do that, square root cancels off if you square both sides. When you square both sides, this cancels off and this becomes 100 Why 100? 10 squared is 100, or if you don't know, please use your calculator. Just put 10 squared. You will get 36 plus 16t squared. Okay, bring the 36 here. It's simply going to be 64 16t squared. Bring the 16 here because our subject is t squared, and you can always swap if you want to, but yeah, when you bring the 16 here, it's going to be 4. So yeah, again, if you have hard time like finding out the answer, please use your calculator. 64 divided by 16 is going to be 4. Then you can solve for t squared, and to solve for t squared you can always put the square root to cancel off the squared, and t will be positive minus 2. Always remember, square root of any value, it's going to give a positive negative answer. It's not going to be positive always, it's not going to be negative always. And if you don't know why, you have to go back to my previous videos, especially in chapter uh, 4, if I'm not mistaken, where I have talked about the importance of positive and negative. Okay, so this is the example questions for distance between 2 points, and it's super easy. You just have to know the formula here. You don't have to really think much. You have to make sure you set up point 1 and 2 just mentally, and then substitute everything. So we will now have a look at the second concept, which is going to be midpoint of two points. Okay, the second concept is going to be midpoint. What is midpoint? What is midpoint? So we have a straight line, again A and B, and these two are 2 points. Midpoint is a point where it is a middle point is called. Middle point is actually midpoint. Okay, the short form of middle point is midpoint. And again we have easy simple formula for it, which you can always use it. What usually, how do we find a midpoint? Midpoint means in the middle. So usually what we do is we plus both the uh, ends, and we just split into 2, right? We just cut into 2. That's how the formula works. So the midpoint is simply this formula here. Okay, again, I'm not sure if you will be given this formula in your exam, but it's easy to remember. And yeah, you just have to know 2 points and just solve for it. Let's look at example question. Okay, we are given a midpoint. We have a midpoint C, which is 2 5, and which is a midpoint of B, H3 and D, negative for K. So again, if you really think about it, or if you have done a lot of questions, you will understand they are asking the value of H and K. How to find? Always remember, if they are asking an unknown or anything, you don't have to panic. Just substitute everything into the formula again, then you will automatically understand how to do it. Okay, so we just substitute all the information into the formula. We know that the midpoint is 2 5. So put that in your formula. We have 2, 5 here. And the formula is x1 plus x2. So we know that x1 is h plus x2 is negative 4 divided by 2. And y1 plus y2, y1 is going to be 3 plus y2 is k and divide by 2. This is how this is the information given. Now we are going to solve for it. How? We know that you have to know, or if you haven't know yet, please do now. This h minus 4 over 2 is going to be equals to 2. Okay, and this 3 plus 2 3 plus k over 2 is going to be equals to 5. Okay, because that's how the formula works. So always equate this. So h minus 4 over 2 can be equated to 2, and 3 plus k over 2 can be equated to 5. And then we can solve as usual. Yeah, we can always uh, solve it. How to solve it? Solve for h first, which is by bringing this 2 here. We have division, divide by 2, so when we bring here it's going to be times 2. So h minus 4 equals to 2 times 2 is 4, and bring this negative 4 here. It's going to be 4 plus 4 equals to 8. H is equals to 8. And how did this negative 4 become positive 4? Because usually when we bring a positive sign to the other side, it's going to be negative. And when we bring a negative sign to the other side, it's going to be positive. So solve exactly like that for k. So bring this 2 over this side. It's going to be 10, because 2 times 5 is 10. And then bring this 3 to the other side, so k is going to be 7. Why? Because 10 minus 3, okay, is equals to 7. So you have your values, and you will get score for each step you have shown. So yeah, again, as I'm repeating myself, always show all your steps. Don't ever skip any step. You don't know which step is given marks or points for. So yeah, that's all for today, guys. If you have any questions, please do ask me in the comment section, or also email me to my account, or also you can always follow me in my uh, Instagram ID, which I have provided in the description box. And don't forget to subscribe to learn mathematics for free. Thank you.